So even though MLB Spring Training technically it's not happening, Major League Baseball still released spring training hats for all 30 teams in Major League Baseball, and that's because, well, the minor leagues are still on. Even if Major League Baseball gets locked out, minor league baseball continues on. So these are the hats that the minor leaguers are currently wearing at spring training, and if we ever do get one for the major leaguers, they'll also be wearing these. You guys have seen me do the reviews of these hats on my channel for years now. This year's are kind of interesting. I mean, we went with like a trucker hat look. I won't be buying a single one of these, but besides the fact that it's not my personal style choice, I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on what the actual hats look like outside of like the weird mesh, because again, I just hate mesh trucker hats. I want to know in the comment section down below which one of these hats is your guys' favorite and which one is your least. Drop a like on the video if you do enjoy it, as well as subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the content coming at you. And follow me on all my social media at GiraffeNeckMarc, as well as a big plug to my two podcasts, the Mets Up Podcast, which is a Mets podcast, and Rally Caps, which is a college baseball podcast. Links in the description. So let's get started off alphabetical order with the Arizona Diamondbacks. So I actually kind of like this red. You don't see the Diamondbacks like embrace, I feel like, this color red too much, even though it's kind of big in their logo, but I like that they went with this red. They're going for the monochromatic look, which I think is the majority of these hats. They're going to be kind of monochromatic with the same color logo as the hat on it. I will say that these are pretty good. These are pretty solid. I do like the desert, you know, the sand color going around the logo as the outline. I think it helps it pop a little bit. And I know this isn't an Arizona Diamondback hat thing, but I will say the spring training patch on the side of it works with this hat. The whole desert vibe feel plus the red, it works for me. I think this is probably one of the better hats out there. Ooh, the Atlanta Braves. I mean, I love to hate them. Can't really like them as a Mets fan, but my goodness, they continue to not miss with their stuff. I mean, this hat, this could be the winner right here. We're 2 through, and this could be the best one I've seen thus far. This reminds me a lot of their navy blue jerseys where they put the navy blue Braves across the front, which is just some of the best jerseys in Major League Baseball for alternates, and this looks like it would fit perfectly with that. The navy blue hat with the navy blue logo and the red outline looks so good. This hat's a complete W, an absolute winner for me. If I was a Braves fan, I would wear this hat. As a Mets fan, of course not. No chance I'm wearing a Braves hat, but this is a really good looking hat. The Braves win again. I hate it. They don't miss recently. Okay, for the Baltimore Orioles, I gotta say this one to me feels a little bit like a miss. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's one of the worst we're gonna see. I think it's kind of right in the middle of the pack, maybe with the Diamondbacks. I was expecting more, but what makes the Orioles hat so cool is having that orange logo and having it pop. So when you see it be monochromatic like this and with the black on black with the orange outline, like, yeah, this is probably gonna be one of the better ones because you can actually see it, but I'm just a little bit disappointed by the Orioles hat. I wanted a little more color, but I'm sure with the design they were going with, it's not that. I'm taking back my words. I probably overreacted. It's not bad. I think this is a good hat. It's just I was personally disappointed because the Orioles, talk about never missing. I love all their stuff. I think it's so clean. The Boston Red Sox hat. Now, this looks very similar to the Atlanta Braves one, and I don't hate it, but again, I really do wish that the Boston Red Sox B was in red. If that B was in red, it looks great, but then again, it just looks like their normal hat, and it's the spring training hat. They're trying to do something different. If I like the Braves one, I gotta like this one, so it's definitely not terrible, but again, like, I just don't really like the design. I don't like the idea that Major League Baseball had with these. You gave us like the weird trucker hat, and then you gave us the monochromatic logo on the same color hat with the primary color outline. Like, to me, it's not a big winner. This one's not too bad though. Again, I've seen some of the ones through Twitter and stuff. There's some really bad ones coming here. The Red Sox one is not one of them. And we were just talking about some of the bad hats. Yeah, Chicago Cubs getting it started with what is an abomination of a hat. I actually think the logo could be really cool. Like, if they did this the right way, I think this is a cool alternate version of the Chicago Cubs logo. But the fact that it's so blue and red, like those two colors are so hard to see when they're so fine like that. It's not easy on the eyes. It's very blurring if you're far away. I just feel like this hat's a big miss. This is like, it's just not good. And I know it's not the Cubs' fault. They got limited based on what the design is going to be, but the blue on blue with the red, it's a really hard on the eyes hat. The logo, I'm sure Cubs fans maybe hate it because it's not like the usual logo you see. I think it could work if it was different, but the way it's set up right now, this is horrible. It's the worst one we've seen thus far. So I was really excited to see what the White Sox hat was going to look like, and looking at it now, might be one of the best ones out here. They took the different logo, Sox, big S, little O, little X. Is this what they wore? Or no, this isn't what they wore, but this is something that we've seen before. It kind of reminds me of their City Connect jerseys hats. I really like these. You got the stars on it. Like, this to me is a hat. Again, get rid of the trucker mesh. That stuff's horrible, but if this was a solid $59.50 hat, I'd buy this. I'd wear this. This is a really good look. This is a super nice design. I expect Chicago White Sox fans to be all over this. This is a clean looking hat. Might be my favorite right now. Might be my number one that we've seen thus far because I think it's really good. And this is a cool logo for the White Sox to adopt. Maybe something like new and old that they could bring in. Yeah, for the Cincinnati Reds hat, it's whatever. It's fine. I don't know. It's not very good. It looks very flat. It doesn't pop at all. Again, red on red, you're always going to be struggling, but the black outline I don't think did any favors. Of course, would love to see a white C there. That would have made it look a lot better, but then it looks like the regular hat, so what are we really doing? This one one is definitely not one of the better ones. It's not worse than the Cubs. That Cubs hat's still the worst, but this is definitely not a good hat by any means. This Reds hat's a big miss. The Cleveland Guardians. I do believe this is my first ever review of Cleveland Guardians apparel, and I kind of like it. Again, kind of like with the Braves and the Red Sox. I think it works. The navy with the red outline, I think, is much better than the royal blue with the red outline. We get the new Cleveland Guardians logo, of course, because they're no longer the Indians. You get a new C where it's a little more rigid. I was really hoping we would see the Guardians logo like the G with the baseball, but it probably would have been too much on this hat. This is completely fine. If I'm a Guardians fan, I'm not buying this, but I think that this is definitely a above average hat. The Rockies, man, the Rockies. They constantly miss. They're so close. They have really cool colors, but this hat is not it. Again, you had to do the black on black because of what the design is going to be, but the purple outline, it does look really cool. I'm not gonna lie. The purple outline looks really sick, but the hat in general just doesn't look great. This to me looks like a club team's hat. This doesn't look like a Major League Baseball team's hat. I think the Rocky logo is really cool. It just wasn't executed as well as it could have been. To me, this one is really disappointing because the black and purple can really look good. I mean, the purple pops for sure. There's just almost not enough of it. So for me, I'm gonna say this one's a miss. It's not the Cubs bad. It's not Reds bad. Probably middle of the pack, but still, it's a miss. I was hoping the Rockies would pull something out here. They haven't done anything well recently. They're gonna lose out on Story. They didn't give John Gray the qualifying offer. Dick Monfort stinks as an owner. It's a shame. Detroit Tigers. Interesting that they didn't go with the orange outline, which I think they have done in the past. I do like it better with the white outline. This one to me is not good. It's not bad. It's right in the middle. Finding it right in the average range. At least the white outline makes it pop a little bit more. But again, I would have liked to have seen something else. Maybe a Tiger. I don't even know what you really can do. Their logo's so limited. Technically is the color of their logo normally. Obviously on their blue hats, they wear the white logo, but yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. It's not necessary to buy if you're a Tigers fan. The Houston Astros hat. To me, this feels like a trucker hat. I don't know what it is, but like I can totally see going to a gas station and buying this hat. That's where I feel like it belongs, in a gas station. That's exactly where you would get it. At least the orange pops more. At least the H in the Houston Astros logo is orange. So it definitely is one of the better looking hats. To me, it just gives off such big gas station vibes. Like it's going to be on the $5 clearance section. Oh, you need a hat because it's sunny and you forgot to get one on a long road trip. Oh, I need to buy one. Here it is. $5 trucker hat, Houston Astros, H. It's very generic. It's very plain, but I do think at least it looks better than a lot of the other ones here. Oh no, Astros fans, what are you thinking? You guys live in Texas. I feel like this might be more up your alley than someone like me who's from New York. Now, here's a really good looking one that's blue on blue. The Kansas City Royals. I think this one's pretty solid. It's boring, but that's what they have to do again. But at least it's popping. It's looking good for me. The blue on blue with the white outline, very clean. The KC in the middle is still in white, which is very, very important because otherwise, let's be honest, we wouldn't know what they're talking about. We wouldn't know what logo this is. I really like this one. I think this is really good. This reminds me a lot of just the regular Royals hat, just a little bit different. I think this one's pretty solid. Good job, Kansas City. Definitely a good grade on this one. The Angels always disappoint me, and this one disappoints me quite a bit. This is horrible. I don't know. This might be the second worst one. Cubs still takes the cake. Angels might be number 2. Now I know it's tough with their logo and everything, but whatever this outline is on this red hat with the red, it's just so hard to look at. If you're far away, you cannot tell me what this logo is. This hat has no identity, it has no flair, it has no pop. It's awful. And honestly, the Angels logo is like fine to begin with. The blue ring for the halo looks terrible. This is what a horrible looking hat that Shohei Ohtani or Mike Trout might wear this year. Disgusting. The Los Angeles Dodgers hat, kind of like the Royals one. I like it. I'm a sucker for the white outline around the blue logo, and you get to see a little bit different. It's a little different take on the Dodgers hat of normal. Now, does this one also look like a Houston Astros hat that you could just find in a gas station in LA? Oh yeah, 100%. But just like the Astros one, I think it works. I think it's good. I think it's a solid hat. Now, Dodgers fans, you have one of the most iconic hats in history, so you shouldn't be buying this hat by any means. But if for some reason you stumbled upon one for a good price, yeah, I'd pick it up. It's a nice hat to add to the collection. But if you're a real Dodgers fan, you should be wearing the blue and white only. It's simple. Miami Marlins. I like it. I like this a lot. You can probably tell that I like a little contrast. I like a little pop. I like a little vivid colors. And the Marlins, they definitely got a vivid color with that teal. And the Marlin logo, that's kind of what it always looks like. So it doesn't feel too different for me. It honestly feels like a spring training hat. And I feel like that's what you're supposed to be doing, is a spring training hat that you know is different. You want to buy, you want to add to your collection. If I'm a Marlins fan, this is definitely a hat I would add to my collection. It's very solid, very clean. And you're using the Marlin logo on there, which you don't see too often. I like it a lot. Ooh, this Brewers hat is interesting. interesting. Now, if I wasn't a baseball fan and I saw this hat, I would go, where'd you get this? Is this from some Twitter or Instagram account that's selling their own merch? Like, oh, that's nice merch. But for a Major League Baseball team, it's not the greatest branding. Now, I understand they have the wheat as the seams in the baseball. That's a cool touch. That's like a really nice design feature. And I think the baseball being yellow and blue, like it looks pretty good. I just think it's impossible to tell this is a Milwaukee Brewers hat unless you know exactly what you're looking at. So for those reasons, I don't particularly care for it. But as an actual hat on its own, yeah, I've definitely seen worse. I think this one's pretty fine. Would have really loved for them to do the MB with the glove logo though. That's undefeated. It's a great hat. Boy, oh boy, does this Minnesota Twins hat suck. This is awful. Just like the Braves and Red Sox and whatever other team I mentioned, I forgot now. It worked for them. It's not working for the Minnesota Twins. I feel like it's very, very hard to see. I feel like it's very hard to read. Maybe the logo wasn't the right choice. I don't know. Whatever it is, this is pretty horrible. This is in like the bottom 3 right now for worst hats out there for spring training. Sorry, Twins fans. The TC was just, it was on a T for you guys, and they gave you this awful, awful looking hat. Now it's time for my New York Mets, and I don't particularly care for it. I mean, would I wear it? Maybe. If it was a normal hat, the trucker hat stuff is, it's a little tough to sell me on, but I will say that I don't think it's bad. I just definitely don't think it's good. I'm just a sucker for the blue and orange with the Mets. I don't like the blue Mets logo on a blue Mets hat. To me, not that clean of a look. I would have preferred to just be totally orange or even white. Give me a white NY there. I don't know. But then it looks like the Yankees. You're copying the Yankees. It's tough. I understand they're limited again because of the design. I would have preferred something else. Put Mr. Met on the hat. That was cool when they did that a few years ago. This one to me is fine. It's average. Let down as a Mets fan. I wouldn't spend $45 on this myself. That's kind of the scenario I'm in. You give it to me, I'll wear it. Spend $45? No, thank you. Wow, the state of New York got screwed here. This Yankees hat is horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I mean, this to me looks like a travel ball team for like 10-year-olds. This is a horrible hat. My gosh. Yankee fans, are any of you gonna buy this hat? You can't be buying this hat, right? Like, oh, this does not look good. This does not pop. The Yankee navy blue logo on a navy blue hat with white outline is not the look. It should just have been the regular old Yankees hat with the trucker hat finish in the back. That's what they should have done. This hat stinks. I'm moving on. Don't want to talk about it any much more. And I'm sure you Yankee fans don't want to see this hat much more. It's terrible. The Oakland A's. Yeah, it's fine. It's all right. I do like the Kelly green. I love that green. You don't see it too often in sports, this color of green, especially in baseball. We don't see it anywhere. It's a really nice green. Of course, if they could have made the A a different color, it would have been better, or highlighted it differently, it would have been better. But this is fine. If I'm an A's fan, maybe I buy it, although your owner doesn't spend money, so why support him, especially when he's probably one of the guys fighting to continue to be in a lockout here. I don't blame you for not wanting to spend your money on this hat, but I don't think it's awful by any means. Now the Phillies. I like the Phillies hat. They got the two-tone. They're one of the only teams I think that has gotten a two-toned hat, right? The red cap and the blue brim. By the way, it's a really good looking hat. I gotta say, this one's pretty solid for the Phillies. I think a white P would have looked better, but the red P with the white outline is pretty standard for what we've seen before, and this hat looks very familiar to hats that they wear during the regular season with the cream color jerseys. It's a good hat. There's no other way around it. I mean, do I like the city of Philadelphia? No. Is it a garbage city filled with garbage people? Yeah. But the hat's a pretty good hat. I'll give it to you, Philly. I'll give it to you. Pittsburgh Pirates. Stinker. This one stinks. Yeah, again, this just reminds me of, if you're from New Jersey, Piscataway High School. I feel like Piscataway High School could wear this, and you'd be like, ooh, that's pretty cool for a high school, but again, for the major leagues, no, this is a stinker. Just go with the yellow P. Just go with the yellow P. It's so much better. Or give me the pirate logo. I don't know. This one to me is just, why would you buy this hat? Why would you when they have so much better hats? Again, if you're spending $45 on a hat, why would this be the one that you pick? Doesn't make sense to me. Okay, the Padres hat, better. Definitely better than the Pirates one. I do like the brown hat. I like the brown and gold. I think I'm just a little biased to those two colors because I think they just work so well with the Padres. Again, I think the logo would have looked better as just the gold, but as we know, that's what their normal hat looks like, and we're not trying to copy the normal hat. At least the SD pops off here. At least the gold outline helps it there. Make it look a little more vibrant, a little more vivid, a little more contrast. That's what I care about. Pretty good. I'll take it. What the heck are these Giants hats? What the heck are these? Okay, this is new. So they got a G logo, which I've never seen. I mean, have you Giants fans ever seen just a plain G logo for the San Francisco Giants? Don't like it, hate it, awful, terrible. They have a great SF logo. Why not use it? And then, oh wait, by the way, in the bottom right corner of the hat, there's that SF logo. What? Why did they get two logos on a hat? Why didn't they just use the primary logo as the actual logo? I'm so confused. I don't get it. The G logo is horrible. Sorry, Giants fans, get it out of here. What the heck is this? Ooh, the Mariners hat. The Mariners are the only team that seems like they get to just use whatever colors they want. The only time they use navy was inside the baseball, inside of the compass for the Mariners logo. This one's really good. This one's a really, really cool spring training hat. If I'm a Mariners fan, this looks different than normal. It's nice and vivid. It pops. It's got contrast. This is what I'm looking for in a spring training hat. This is fun. This is different. This is a good looking hat. Way to go, MLB. You got it right with the Mariners. This hat's a W. Mariners, man, they also rarely miss. I'm worried about the Cardinals hat. I'm worried about it. Let's take a look. What in the fuck is this? What am I looking at with this logo? Why is the cardinal bird showing me his I don't understand why they chose this logo of the cardinal bird mooning us. This is an unreal picture. Is he wearing gloves? Come look. I'm recording this at my girlfriend's place and she's coming to take a look at it right now. She heard my description, said I have to see what this is. Thoughts on that hat?
Like that Kim K selfie pose.
It is like the Kim Kardashian selfie. That's horrible. That's terrible. That hat is not good. Sorry, Cardinals fans. You normally have some of the best stuff out there. This hat, I mean, you might have to buy it because how many times are you going to get a hat of a Cardinal mooning you? But otherwise, what the heck are we looking at? Is there some historical significance to this? If there is, I don't know, but this stinks. Ooh, the Tampa Bay Rays. I really, really, really like this hat. This might be one of my favorite, might be in my top 5. The navy blue, it's a different kind of navy blue than we've been seeing. It's a lot better. And the yellow, the gold, it really does pop off of there. That looks pretty strong. And I think the ray, that's supposed to be like a ray of sun, right? Like ray of sun. I like it. I liked it. This is a good spring training hat. This is another one. Very good. This is what a spring training hat should look like. I know it's going to be the Rays. Maybe I'm being a little, lying there. Maybe you don't know it's the Rays, but I know it's the Rays and that looks good. I like that hat a lot. It's way better than the Cardinal mooning you. This Texas Rangers hat's a doozy. This logo is, it could be cool. I don't think it works with just blue and red by any means. Like I think that's going to be the hard selling point here is the blue and red. It reminds me a lot of the Cubs. I feel like I saw a lot of Rangers fans mad about this on Twitter, although I also don't follow that many Rangers fans, but it seems like the ones that I do didn't seem to like it. To me, it's not very good. This is not a very good hat. I think the colors, it's tough. Again, I think this logo could work just like I think the Cubs logo could work, but the colors they're given makes it almost impossible. So for those reasons, not one of my favorites, but I'd love to see this logo maybe on a different style, different colors, different hat. Penultimate hat here, Toronto Blue Jays. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much to do with just 2 colors. Like, I think what makes the Blue Jays logos and hats and stuff so great is how clean and slick everything is. And while this is very minimalist in that it's blue and white only, just too much white inside of a lack of blue. Like, I know it's the Blue Jays, and I will say, I kind of do like the maple leaf as white. That looks cool. It's a nice touch. But overall, it's a miss. They're not bad hats. They're just not as good as the Blue Jay stuff normally lives up to. The last and final hat of today's video, wow, the Washington Nationals hat. Is horrible. What the heck is this? Man, maybe I just don't like red hats. Is that a thing? This is horrible. I mean, you have the red hat with the red W outlined in navy blue, which is tough to read. But then behind it, yes, there is something behind it in case you don't see it. It's the Capitol building in red. Why? I mean, I know they're the Washington Nationals. It's the nation's capital, but why is it barely in like a slightly lighter red in a different fabric? It looks like it's terrible with the red W on top of it. The blue stars next to it are the best part of this entire hat. The blue stars are the stars of the show, but everything else with this hat is horrible. I mean, just go back to the Walgreens logo. Why are you using this weird boring W and throwing it on top of the same color logo of the Capitol building behind it? What a miss. Oh, this is putting up a run for the money of the worst hat. I mean, Cubs and this one might be looking at the worst hat of them all. So there they are, my review, my opinion on all 30 MLB spring training hats. I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Which one's your favorite? Which one's your least? Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the content. Follow me on all my social media, as well as check out my podcasts, Rally Caps and Mets Up. Links are in the description. Thank you guys for watching. You know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload, so click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Bye.